my mouth too much, but yeah.
No. Look, I mean, we ain't gonna do nothing but talk about Jaheim first.
Oh my God.
or do y'all want the prisoner update? I'm just.
I feel like we should give a prisoner update, then segue into Jaheim.
All right. So, all right, y'all. So we were down to 2, as we previously said. This is crazy that we're on week 3 of this. Like we updating people. We're on week 3 of the prisoner escape from the New Orleans Parish prison. That they weren't in the prison. They were actually in the jail, getting ready to be sent to prison. A lot of them are going to court for their court date. And we were down to Antoine Massey and Derrick Groves. Yep. Now, we're going to show Derrick Groves has now decided to go online to tell his part of the story. We're not going to play all of it. But here's Antoine Groves, a little bit from him.
I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC.
Did he say the one of the people that was let out? Like he didn't escape.
Okay, continue. Because the fact that he's saying he was let out because he was wrong. Oh, okay.
All right.
Let out the GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany jail here, man. St. Tammany Parish. That's 2 different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on 2nd degree.
Go ahead.
What is this paper? This paper press release that he about to read?
Oh, it's you asked. You finna find out in a second.
Because what?
Degree rape, domestic abuse, battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order, right? On this.
All right, I'm gonna play the part
with Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. All allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th. Of 2024, okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right, and I was on a regular domestic charge, right, so they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So that being said is that
hold on, he was on parole for a domestic charge. Did you hear that? And then he caught another domestic charge. but he didn't do it.
But then he said, based on this affidavit that he has in his hands, that these charges are supposed to be dropped.
Once that occurred,
I mean, technically.
But I'm saying you did it because you're already on probation for domestic before this.
Which is how he was in jail. It was revoked.
Yep.
And then he's in jail for this. But then he's saying this new paperwork that was entered by the DA said that he was clear of these charges, so he was supposed to be let out.
That's what he's claiming.
But not okay, sir. Not like that. That's not how you're supposed to be let out.
No.
Now, what you should have been doing is getting your attorney, your peer, whomever on the line to get you out when this happens. Y'all have to stop going on the internet. Y'all gotta, we talk about this all the time. Stop going on the internet. Call them people. Call the people. Because you coming to us and public opinion don't matter in the court of law. It has nothing to do with that. Regardless of how you trying to spin it all the time. But the facts are the facts. And so now you have a legal document that said that. So Look. And y'all gotta stop being stupid and getting on the internet because y'all act like IPs are not traceable.
You are now like, well,
Like you look crazy. Like so I want people to understand that they can trace your IP. You not out there using like a blocker to trace your IP. Nigga, Patrick and them just did a story talking about how a guy was using a signal blocker on his commute to work that would disrupt the towers so people would not be on their phones. So he could have a clear commute to work. Somehow, it was like Boost Mobile, or I think it was Boost Mobile that reported this first to the FCC.
So basically everybody's phone got messed up while they were driving.
On this commute. Whatever. And so he must have been taking the same commute to work. That's the only thing I can think of.
So people probably think like, man, every time I'm riding on this area, it's just always going on.
Exactly. So they were able to trace that blocker. Then from there, trace it back to him and find him $48,000. So they can figure it out. They can track that IP where you from. So whomever house you was at, they about to get in trouble.
Yep, because they're
going back to jail.
A runaway prisoner.
Yep, and you going back to jail because you ran away. You like listen. Y'all gonna think I'm pro cop, pro jail. Oh no, it's not like that. I'm like, and I know the system is not built for us, like for us to do anything, right? But nigga, how many people get wrongfully accused for stuff and turn around and able to have a civil case and the city gotta pay them, the county gotta pay them? You gotta go through the due process. And it happens. Oh, you missed out on a bag. A potential bag.
Don, we got an update on him. They kicked in the door of that crib.
Told what I say.
They said he was not at home, the official said, but the authorities did locate some clothing and believe that was his during the filming. Authorities have been tipped to the videos we were posted on Sunday by relatives who recognized the residence from which Massey was speaking. It was not immediately clear who owned the home. Authorities say they were investigating the videos that they raced to capture Massey and convicted murderer Derrick Groves more than 2 weeks after 10 inmates made the audacious thing, blah, blah, blah. So he's in New Orleans somewhere.
Idiot.
My thing is, he said let out. He's like, because if he has more videos.
I know. This is not, listen.
He said that the other dude, I didn't threaten him. How did he even get to be able to do that? I just walked through the open door. Like, I was let out. I thought that he was part of dude, y'all have y'all video running. That's not being let out. You walk out of prison if you being let out.
Right. You ran out. And you have, if this paperwork is legitimate paperwork where you could have been getting out sooner rather than later, and now you're gonna be.
He got other charges though, Dom. That's why they probably held him on that first thing and some other stuff. He just trying to.
Well, then there you have it.
But
maybe you could have been, depending on what those charges are, you could have been made bail or bond. Y'all gotta use your mind, like I said. What did I just say? You said what the update was. I said y'all act like they're not able to trace this stuff.
Right? People's like, I know that crib. That's over on Wabata. Like,
and you know, niggas trying to get that money.
Yep. Hey, you ain't lying. They are
like shit. And we see, you know, I know a lot of people didn't like Queen and Slim, but we see what niggas will do for money. And even though it ain't a lot, because with the money that they offering wasn't a lot of money. $25,000, I think that's what it was per person. It ain't and then taxes got to hit.
Do they get taxed?
I don't know. I was just thinking they be trying to tax everything.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on. But my man Derrick Groves, though, hey, any moment now, Derrick Groves is his name.
Oh,
no, not Derrick Groves.
Man, but it's just crazy. Like I literally says they gonna trace the video. Why would you do that?
Maybe
Like, why aren't y'all on burner phones at this point? The social media ain't that great for y'all to be, if you really want to be so free. That other cat in Mexico, Derrick is in Mexico.
hold on. Yeah, Derrick's gone, man.
Derrick is gone.
The money is taxable too, so
Told you.
yeah, it's taxable. Oh wow, you can deduct the expenses you incur while gathering information to report the person.
Oh,
But they said it says the FBI structured reward payments so that you spread the income over 3 or 4 years. Doing this will likely keep you out of 37% tax bracket. It's saying basically how to do it. Not that dropping to 35% or 2% offers much relief, but at least you can keep the money, more of the money. The FBI will likely withhold federal tax upon making payment. That does not mean that this is all the tax you owe. The tax you owe on the money. Oh, you probably owe state. What kind of money get a tax lawyer to help you? Okay. And you could use them. Okay. They just gave you some tips of what to do.
yeah.
But Derrick Groves, man, gone. Like, that's a G for you. Look, what, Antoine, you were, and why are you still in New Orleans? At least them brothers that got caught in Huntsville, Texas was 6 hours away, 4, 5, 6 hours away in the Houston area.
And was gonna head to the border.
This dude still in New, I know the police even more mad. Like, he local? Like,
That's just wild. It's wild.
I mean, but it'll be hard for him in general, and he's not the brightest star because he needs to, first of all, having the same 3 tattoos all over your face. That's a dead giveaway. Like
you don't have makeup on. You don't have makeup. You don't like nobody. You ain't go to Mac.
no, he's not. He's obviously not that intelligent. Dom. I mean, he is up here.
Like just like that other cat should have cut his dreads off. All of them got hair. Y'all, that should have been the first thing y'all did.
Oh, Derrick ain't got no hair. He got a low cut.
Yeah, well, he has a low cut. But everybody else, I would have cut my hair. I would have dyed it.
Hey, Derrick on
and
the
Derrick low key could walk around like a stud. We talked about that before.
Yep.
This is pride. I would have put some titties on and kept, because they would have been like, oh shit, that looked like, but no.
And even in general, he has a general look that could look like any black guy too, though. Too,
yeah.
Like, even if he doesn't go the stud route, he can just blend in.
Hey y'all, if you like what you see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to hit that button right there. It'll take you to more clips, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. See you back next time.